What's up, guys? Welcome to another video. So in the last video I did finally get into the CB7 and I got the engine out. If you guys didn't see that video, make sure you guys check that one out. So today I'm pretty much just going to continue that progress and I'm going to start taking apart the suspension. So for this video, or for today, I'm just going to focus on the rear suspension just because there isn't any damage to the rear. There's a bunch of damage to the front. So I know the rear will just be like a straightforward swap. I can just get my parts, swap it right over, boom, boom. It'll be pretty straightforward, or at least I'm hoping it'll be straightforward. With the fronts, I'm still kind of contemplating how I'm gonna do that because my coilovers, my upper control arms, and my lower control arms are damaged, or I'm pretty sure they're damaged. So I want to take them out to like inspect them, check them out, but I'm pretty sure they're damaged. So with that, I'm kind of contemplating, or I'm just kind of trying to figure out what's the best way, because I do want to keep this shell rolling, because I'm probably going to call like a scrapper to come pick it up, and whoever comes to grab it so they can be able to like roll it out and tow it and all that stuff. So I am trying to keep this thing rolling. So I am going to be throwing the stock suspension from the Coupe onto this thing. So with that, I am assuming I'm gonna come across a lot of problems with the front because, you know, things are kind of bad up here. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. But anyway, long story short, I am gonna focus my attention on the rear. So I am trying to get my rear 5-lug conversion, the rear disc brakes. I do have like aftermarket upper control arms, lower control arms, all that good stuff. So my plan is to jack the rear up of this car, jack the rear up of that car, take the rear suspension apart of both cars, and just kind of swap them out. And I'm hoping it should be straightforward. I don't think there should be too much difference between the Coupe and the sedan, but yeah, we'll just go for it. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I just got off work and I'm pretty much just gonna pick up where I left off yesterday. So yesterday I ran into an issue here, so I was just gonna pretty much just take off the upper control arm. That bolt up there, I think got cross-threaded or is just completely stripped out. It's basically just spinning and not coming out, so that really sucks. So at this point, all I really need is to get this ball joint loose or that bolt, whichever one wants to cooperate with me right now. I need to get the strut assembly loose up top. There's just 2 bolts up there, and get the brake line disconnected. And from there, this whole assembly should drop out. And then I need to repeat the process over on the other side. And hopefully by tonight, I should have both sides of the rear disassembled on this car. And then after I get off work tomorrow, I can get started on taking the rear suspension apart on this car. But anyway, let's just get to it. Let's get this thing out of here. Alright guys, so quick little update here. We got everything all taken apart. So I just had to drop this little cover that's for the fuel lines. There's just 2 10mm bolts right there. Boom. I was able to get that out and get the lower control arm out. So factory on a CB7, this is like the only adjustment that you have for like camber, is this eccentric bolt right here. So yeah, that's why I'm going to be swapping out all the other stuff, which is all adjustable. All right, guys, and this is where I'm at so far on the other side here. So I'm on the passenger side now. So far, these bolts came off without any dramas, so it is going by a little bit smoother. So hopefully I'll have this side apart before the sun goes down all the way. So let's get to it. All right, so there it is. The rear end, rear suspension is all taken apart out of the coupe. And yeah, from here, pretty much I just need to go through, get started on taking apart the rear suspension on the sedan. And then from there, I can pretty much swap this whole assembly out, you know? And from there, I'm gonna have some RPF ones with a nice lowered rear end and a stock monster truck front end. So from there, I still do need to figure out a couple things with the front, but we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. So I think that's going to be it for tonight. And first thing after I get off work tomorrow, I'm going to get started taking the rear suspension apart on the sedan over there. So yeah, we'll get to that. All right guys, so here's a quick little update. So I got the rear end of the sedan all taken apart, so it's all right here. So I'll kind of give you guys a quick little rundown of the rear suspension setup that I have going on here. That's gonna be going on the coupe. This rear trailing arm and rear knuckle assembly is off of this is like a CB7 EX, and I think it was like a 92 or a 93 EX, which I think those did come with rear disc brakes originally. From there, I did have to swap out like the bearing assembly so that it can be transferred over to, or it can be swapped over to a 5-lug. So there's a lot of cars that you can get the rear discs out of, but the rear bearing assembly, you want it out of a, I think like 2001 Prelude. Yeah, I'm not too sure, but I have all the info in those videos, so you can check those out if you guys want to know how to do the 5-lug conversion and the rear discs. But yeah, from there, the rest of it, so for the upper control arms, I just have some Megan adjustable upper control arms, so this helps adjust camber. The lower control arms, these are just solid, these are function and form control arms, but I only have these adjustable here. So these are just some like eBay, I think they're like True Heart control arms or something, but like I said, this is actually adjustable. So when you adjust the length of that, it actually pivots like that. So that's the toe adjustment for the rear. So I have toe adjustment, have the camber adjustment, and that's pretty much what I need in the rear. And then right here, we have the height adjustment with the function and form type 2 coilovers. So these are still good to go. So yeah, pretty stoked. I did kind of go over all the bushings and all the ball joints and stuff, and everything is still super solid. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. And right now, I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do with the sway bar, because I do have my Suspension Techniques sway bar there. I did kind of take a closer look, and there is a difference in the subframe from the sedan to the coupe, which the coupe actually comes with a factory sway bar. So honestly, for now, I might just run the factory sway bar in the rear, just so that it can be a little bit softer in the rear. So yeah, my bad for not really filming too much, but I just kind of wanted to get it done before the sun goes down. And then tomorrow I actually don't have work, so I can get started first thing in the morning. And from there, I'm pretty much gonna install this onto the coupe, and then get all the factory stuff back over here, and hopefully everything goes smoothly with installing it. So yeah, I'll get back with you guys tomorrow. All right, so I have my goods set up over here, all ready to go with the coupe. But yeah, I'm just gonna get started on this. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, there we go. Dang, that looks good. I really like the way the RPF ones look on this color and on the coupe. I think the coupes just look way more sporty. So I don't know, I'm just getting really pumped up right now seeing this thing looking good, you know? The stance of the rear is looking real good with the RPF ones. So I'm hyped up. So yeah, so obviously got that done. And along with the obvious, like the 5-lug, the rear disc brakes and all that stuff, I did also install this strut tower bar here. So that should add some extra support, stability and all that. And then I also installed the lower tie bar. So yeah, it should just add some stiffness, rigidity to the rear end. And I did keep the factory rear sway bar, but I do still have the Suspension Technique sway bar. I'm pretty sure I can still run this if I decide that that sway bar is still a little bit too soft. But yeah, we'll just kind of feel it out. I still have that one. And then over here on the sedan, I have the factory rear suspension on here. So yeah, right now there's a bunch of rake. It's all monster trucked out in the rear, but yeah, it should be rolling. So from here, I just need to take the front suspension apart on this car, and I kind of want to take a look at all of the front suspension components that are damaged and all that. but I'm gonna save that for another video. So in the next video, I'm gonna tackle the front suspension and taking apart the front suspension of the coupe and just kind of figuring out what I can use, what I can't use, what I'm gonna have to get new and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested in seeing the damage and all that stuff, make sure you guys keep an eye out for the next video. Hit that subscribe button. But yeah, overall, I'm super stoked on the progress that I'm making. I'm just that much closer to being able to get this chassis out of the yard and putting all my attention on the coupe over there. Yeah, I'm stoked. All right, there we go, guys. The rear end is all swapped out from the sedan over to the coupe. So that's pretty much half of the suspension all done and over with. So from here, I just need to focus my attention on the front end and getting all of the front suspension swapped out, which is probably going to be way more tricky because of all of the damaged parts and all of the bent parts on the sedan here. So yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that, but I do got to get it done. But I'm gonna leave that for the next video. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, keep an eye out for next week's video, and check out the teardown of the front suspension and the swap. If you guys didn't see the video of me taking the engine out of the white sedan, make sure you guys check that last video out. And other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.